What's up, man? Back here with the man from Jersey on the 5230 podcast. We skipped a game, so we got to recap two games in one episode. What's up, man?
Hey man, so let's just get straight into it, man. The NBA Finals right now is 3-2. Oklahoma City is up one win away from capturing their first championship in franchise history. We don't include the Seattle stuff, right? It's Oklahoma City. They've never won since they moved to Oklahoma City. So first championship in franchise history, potentially. Now, give me 1 second. I'm sorry.
Well, I know you sent me a video that was pretty cool. I was kind of rooting for the Indiana Pacers,
Right.
but then you sent me that video and I was like, "Yo, that was a pretty cool video." It was like this dude, I think it was Chad Bennett, you sent me?
Clay Bennett.
Clay Bennett, my bad.
Clay
So
Bennett.
he was part of like the whole
F that guy,
move.
by the way, man. F that guy.
You don't
Yeah,
like that guy?
you had the complete opposite reaction from me about that guy, man. That dude bought the Seattle Sonics and then was like, "I'm not moving the Sonics, don't worry." And then like a year later, he's like, "Haha, we're moving."
No, but in that meeting, he was like, "Yo, if they could make another team, like we owe them money." Like there was like a deal where it was like, "Yo, like basically we're gonna leave," and
Maybe I have a soft spot because we lost our NBA franchise to Bruce Ratner. Emphasis on the word rat. I'll forever say that until the day I die. That guy's a piece of dog feces. Better yet, a piece of rat feces. So I'm not really big on all this relocation, So I don't know. The Oklahoma City stuff is messy, man. That's messy. I know there's the details. Yeah, they'll pay some money and whatnot, but the dude bought the team and said he wasn't gonna move them, and then like a year later was like, "I'm moving them to OKC." So it just seems like some kind of shady stuff on his part. I don't like people who do shady stuff.
so so you want OKC to win or no?
I think they're gonna win, but I don't want them to win. I want Indiana to win, and largely
Oh,
because
I was so confused. I thought you wanted OKC to win.
no, 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 no. I want Indiana to win because I'm sick of people always saying that the East sucks, that the East is always, oh, it's so much worse than the West, blah, blah, blah. I love when the East wins because it's like we're giving them the finger. Like, look, dude, you guys talking all this crap, but we're still getting champions out of the East, baby. So I'm rooting for Indiana. And look, just to tie it back in, man, game 4, Indiana was up 2 games to 1 entering game 4, man. Indiana had like a 10-point lead, I want to say, in the third quarter. And dude, OKC was looking flustered. I remember there was one play that OKC got an 8-second violation bringing the ball up the court. And I was like, holy moly, man. Like Indiana has OKC where they want them. Like they're making some very, very, very bad mistakes. Think about how often you see teams get an 8-second count. It's not that often, When you do make a team do that, you're doing something good, right? Indiana had all the momentum, up 10 at home. Obi Toppin gets fouled and he goes to the free throw line. And this is like one of those key moments you remember from the game. Obi Toppin gets fouled, he goes to the line, and Obi Toppin was balling, dude. That dude, New York Knicks fans, I'm sure they would have liked him in that series on their team instead of Indiana because Toppin was balling. Obi Toppin goes to the free throw line and clanks two, bro. Leaves 2 precious points at the line. And I remember being like, damn, bro, that's the NBA gods right there. And that was when I was like, man, OKC's gonna come back. Something just told me Obi Toppin goes to the line and misses two. OKC's gonna come back. And OKC came back and they won it, tied it at 2 games apiece. What did you think watching that game 4, Swag? Because that was a damn good game in my opinion.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude. We think very alike. I thought the same thing. Like when he missed those free throws, I was like, "Yeah, they're done." Like I was like, "That's crazy to think that, man." But like those two free throws, just if he would have just made one, if he would have made one, they would have still had like some momentum but he missed those two free throws, and it felt like OKC just the momentum just flipped to them. I was just like, man, like how do you get like he was getting like and ones and stuff, like he was hitting threes, and he goes to the line, he misses both, and I was like, yeah, it's over. And I was looking at the breakdown. Indiana won all three of the first quarters. Like they won 35 to 34 in the first quarter, 25 to 23 in the second, 27 to 23 in the third. So they won all three of the first three quarters they won. Like they were never down. Like they might have been down like in the first quarter, like in the middle of the first quarter, but after the first quarter, they were just dominating. And then I remember watching that, like when OKC took the lead, they were like, "Oh, this is the first time they took the lead since like the first quarter or something like that." And I was just like, "Damn, man, like that's so like that game kind of gave the Thunder the series, I think, because I don't think I don't think the Pacers are gonna beat them again at home. So I think that's it. Like they had to win that game. Like they had to win that game in Indiana. They only scored 17 points in the fourth, and OKC scored 31. So yeah, they just couldn't score. Like if they would have even gotten close to matching them, like if maybe they got like a 28 points and OKC got 31, like they would have still won the game, but they got outscored by 14 and they lost by 7. So yeah, that it sucks, man. But then the next game is probably worse because now like Halliburton's injured. He's having a tough time, and even um TJ McConnell's doing great. And there was a point in the game where in game five, I was like, man, TJ McConnell's doing really good. They get a steal off of an inbound, and then TJ McConnell shoots a three. And I was just like, man, like they could have. I think they were down by like five at that point in game five. They were coming back. Like TJ McConnell was carrying them, and he chooses to hit a three off of a steal, and it just seemed like they just gave OKC a break on that one. Like they could have really tried to run a real play, get some guys down low so they could get a rebound in case somebody misses. But TJ just shot a three, and it was like, damn, bro. And then even after that, they got a rebound, and then Andrew Nemhard threw like a one-handed pass, like super fast down the lane, and they like skimmed off of I think Matherin's hands out of bounds. So they had multiple chances to score, and they just did these weird plays, and I was just like, man, like this sucks, man. Like obviously Rick Carlisle is the man, but right there, like that's when like a coach has to like interrupt and just like call a timeout. Like after that second rebound, maybe call a timeout, reset, figure things out. You're down by five. Like this is the closest you've been. I think they could have won that game too if they would have like controlled the end a little better. But yeah, man, 3-2. I think I'm predicting like OKC's winning the next game because I don't think Halliburton will be 100%. That's it.
Yeah, I agree, man. I don't think they're gonna win. OKC has all the momentum on their side. Halliburton's banged up. Even if he plays, just the fact that they're mentioning that he's injured, it's not gonna be 100%. I mean, and that's like we gotta remember Halliburton hasn't even been playing that good either. So like I just think OKC is gonna take it. Game 5. What was the final score? Didn't OKC blow out Indiana in game 5?
Game five was 120-109.
120-109. But weren't they up by like 20 at one point? I feel like it got kind of ugly, unless I'm wrong. But yeah, man, I just think OKC has the momentum, bro. And are they home or is it in Indy? It's in Indy, right? Game 6?
Yeah, game six is Indiana. But like I said, game five got a little close. Like they were down by like I think 16, but then they brought it down to five, and they just made some bad plays. And then yeah, it just didn't seem like their defense was really shutting anybody down. Like J. Will had 40 points. Chet was having like these crazy possessions. He did like that backwards like layup thing. That was nice. Shea had 10 assists. Yeah, man, that was an all around like good game from OKC. Like it, the OKC won one, two, 3 quarters of that game. The only one they lost was the third. So it was pretty dominant.
Yeah, man. Game four, Shea was pretty clutch. Shea was pretty clutch in the fourth quarter. I remember what like MVP talks, it came down to Jokic and Shea for a lot of people. And I think if anyone was hating on Shea winning MVP, he kind of like shut people up in that game four, man, because there was one play where OKC started coming back and they were down four, and you were like, okay, Indiana's kind of got them a little, a little bit of leeway still. They're up four. And I remember Shea hit this 1 3 that cut it to one, and I'm like, damn. And then he came back down. I think he hit the go ahead two on the following possession. The dude just balled out. So he's definitely proven that he's the MVP, man. And OKC, they're poised to win it. And I don't really know what else to say. But I hope it goes seven so we can watch an extra game.
Yeah, it says that he's a game time decision.
Who,
Man,
Halliburton?
Halliburton. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is, man. Yo, real quick, man, just because I feel like this episode is kind of short, man. I don't know if you got anything else on these finals.
No,
You got anything
that's
else?
it, man.
Let's just
Yeah,
talk
great
this Desmond.
episode.
Let's just talk this Desmond Bain real quick, man. We'll do it in 5 minutes. So, Desmond Bain got traded to
I
the.
haven't really looked anything up, so it's on you.
So basically, the trade was between Memphis Grizzlies and Orlando Magic. Memphis gets Cole Anthony, Kentavious Caldwell Joke, 4 first-round picks, and one pick swap option from Orlando in exchange for one Desmond T-Rex hands Bane. What do you think about that, man? The move gives Orlando looking at their roster, they got Suggs, Desmond Bain, Franz Vog, they got Paolo Banchero. Nice, that's a nice top four. Do you think it's worth it, man? All those picks? Do you think that this makes Orlando a real threat in the East, or do you think they're going to be like those Atlanta Hawks teams of the mid 2000s where they look great in the regular season, but when they play the real top dogs, they kind of get spanked? What do you think?
I don't know, man. I'm just gonna say, just because I'm like a picks guy, is I think it's better for the Grizzlies just because they get a lot more picks. And they got rid of like one guy, so I don't know. I think it just makes sense for the Grizzlies because they didn't really give up like their 2 stars and even like their younger guys like Santi Aldama. I think he's still. This is why I don't even know because I don't know if Santi Aldama is still on that team, like if he went to free agency or not. So I really don't know what to tell you. Um, I'm just kind of winging it here. I sent you the thing in the morning that I think they have a pick that's from like the Phoenix Suns in like 2026. So if they if they're saying Durant might move, so if the only thing the Suns have is Devin Booker, then they might not have a good season, so it might be good. But who knows, man? The Suns, I don't know. I I really don't know what to tell you.
All right, so we spoke a little. I spoke a little bit to you off pod, and I think I like it more for Orlando, just because yeah, it's a lot of picks, but Desmond Bane's a really good player. Like that dude can shoot the lights out. He's like a fringe all-star, borderline all-star. And if you look at the Orlando Magic,
Well, wait. I know in fantasy, like almost all these guys were injured last year. Like Desmond Bain was injured, Franz Wagner
yeah,
was injured, Paulo
right,
Banchero was injured.
right.
Um, yeah, like who else were we talking about? Suggs, dude, Suggs super injured. Like I don't even know if he's gonna be good for next year. So I really like. You just keep going on this. I'll listen to you.
You know what, man? You bring up a damn good point. I didn't even account for injuries. That's a damn good talking point. Desmond Bain was hurt, right? That kind of changes
Dude,
things a little.
all of them were hurt. Like Suggs didn't finish the season, so like I don't know.
Yeah, that kind of changes things a little. It's an interesting trade. I mean, Orlando, they're really banking on Desmond Bain, man. I mean, it's a lot of picks. But I just what I told you off pod was that Orlando, these guys don't get free agents, man. It's kind of crazy, like to think back, like go way back in the time machine to the year 2000 when the Orlando Magic signed Tracy McGrady and Grant Hill, and supposedly we're about to sign Tracy McGrady, not Tracy McGrady, Tim Duncan also. And you're like, holy moly, that would have been like an insane offseason, like one of the greatest in individual off seasons in like league history. These guys get T Mac, Timmy Duncan, and Grant Hill. Because now you fast forward 25 years, and I'm like, yo, who the hell has gone to Orlando, superstar player, in their own free will in the last like 15 years? Who? I can't think of anyone. If they've gotten anyone that's like that's name their name holds weight, it's because they traded for them. Vince Carter, Rashard Lewis. Actually, no, Rashard. That might be the only one. Rashard Lewis. He might be like the biggest free agent signing they've had in the last like 20 plus years. So what I'm trying
Yeah,
to say is these
Turkoglu.
dudes,
What happened
Turk,
with Turkoglu?
Turkoglu, yeah, Turkoglu. But even when they got Hidu wasn't even proven. Hidu kind of made his name in Orlando. He
Well,
was kind of like he didn't really have that name yet, man. You know, and he fit nice in their system. He made himself something in Orlando. But I'm talking about someone whose name really holds weight. Who like they haven't had many, right? That's what I'm trying to
yeah.
get at. They haven't had many, right? They're not the Lakers. They're not the
Well, yeah.
Warriors getting
Off the
Kevin
top of my
Durant.
head, off the top of my head, just looking at it, I think the Grizzlies won because they're getting a whole bunch of picks. They didn't really give up their two main stars, and like I think they still have a lot of young guys. So seems like Grizzlies won that one.
I'll probably give it like 60-40 Memphis Grizzlies because of what you said with the
I don't
injury
even know.
factor.
I don't even know if one of these picks is this year's draft, like in like 2 weeks or whatever. Like, I, I don't know anything. I'm sorry.
No, no, no. It's fine, man. It's fine. It's fine. I'm just saying you bring up a good point about Suggs being injured and Franz Wagner and Desmond Bain. So that's like the thing where you're like, oh man, this thing can get pretty ugly, right? There's potential for it to get pretty ugly, where these picks become something good for the Memphis Grizzlies, and then you're obviously thinking, okay, Memphis won this deal. But as of right now, I'll just do like 60-40, just to tread on the side of caution, where Memphis still wins because they Memphis got picks and players, dude. Like they got KCP and Cole Anthony also that they could still flip.
Well,
You never know. There's someone who could want
both
Cole Anthony.
both were injured, and Cole Anthony especially was injured.
But you can always find a sucker team. You can always find one
Yeah,
sucker team, man.
he was
Right?
annoying
Like
in the fantasy basketball playoffs. He was very annoying. I added him very stupidly. I regret that so much.
you can always find one sucker team who's you could talk into, hey man, Cole Anthony's still pretty young, man. He's like 25 years old. He's a PG. You get a nice young guard on your team, untapped potential. Maybe he just hasn't found the right system. Or the team could tell themselves, man, in our system, Cole Anthony's gonna thrive. You know, like Chauncey Billups, right? Chauncey Billups was 97 draft, and he didn't make a name for himself until like '03. So with some dudes, it takes a little bit of time. Someone could talk themselves into that, and they could tell Memphis potentially, "Hey, man, here's another first rounder for Cole Anthony." And now Memphis is just stockpiling first rounders, and they become the new Oklahoma City Thunder. And then they start drafting their Jalen Williams and their Chet Holmgren, and then they're in the NBA Finals, and then they're winning championships.
Yeah, man, they might be the new OKC.
Might be the new OKC, man. That's all I got for this episode, man.
All right, man, that was beautiful. We'll catch you on maybe next episode. We have a new NBA champ.
Definitely, man. Definitely. It's
We're
been
gonna see,
fun,
man.
man.
Peace, peace, peace.
Peace.